Good morning. This is such a great way to put some good in your morning on a build site here in Southeast Raleigh for Habitat for Humanity of Wake County. I'm Amber Rapinta. It is a little different than my normal morning routine, which consists of the morning news in a studio, ABC 11 WTVD every morning at 4:30. But this is a great morning whenever I'm able to come out on a build site. I was so happy today that I brought some of my coworkers out so I could show them the great work that Habitat does and the lives that Habitat touches. As you can see around you, it is a new arena, PNC Arena. It's kind of a big deal that we've moved into this arena, and we are so thankful you're here, thankful for your time, and we are going to teach you and let you know all of the work that Habitat's doing all around Wake County to change lives. We love your support, whether you want to come on a build site or just give your dollars. It goes so far into touching lives. We're happy you're here. It's going to be a great morning. Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Once again, quick costume change here. I'm so happy that you all are here this morning. It is kind of a big deal to be in this beautiful arena. Thank you all for sharing part of your busy morning and getting here. I know getting here is part of the challenge bright and early, so we appreciate you. Once again, I'm Amber Rapinta. I'm glad to be here in PNC Arena today, emceeing this event. I want to remind you, by the way, that we are broadcasting this on Facebook Live. So if you have a mobile phone or you want to share this, they love it if you share. Let everybody know that you're here. Also, it'll be there later so you can share it after the fact as well, so those who couldn't be here today can still participate and learn about the great work that Habitat Wake is doing to change so many lives in Wake County. And of course, we encourage you to join in as well. I'm sure you've already done this. You've liked the pages, you're tweeting, you're following, but if you haven't, you can do that now. I encourage you to like Habitat Wake on Facebook. That's your first step. Search for Habitat for Humanity of Wake County and like us. We know you love us, but you can like us there. Then you can comment during the program. Use the hashtag #BlueprintBreakfast. I already sent out a couple tweets with that hashtag this morning. So I'm honored now to introduce the Habitat Wake homeowner who is delivering our blessing this morning. Gwen Reis bought her home in Raleigh in June of 2015. Her home, get this, the 500th house built by Habitat Wake. It's amazing. Gwen is a native of New York. She's worked her entire career in the automotive industry. She's a proud mom of a daughter, Veronica, and now she's happy to call Raleigh home thanks to Habitat for Humanity of Wake County. So please welcome Miss Gwen Reis.
Good morning. I feel truly blessed to be here today. A proud homeowner. It is a lot of aspects in the building of our Habitat home. Working alongside our sponsors, Highland United Methodist Church and Christ Church, and learning new things. But the greatest thing of all is seeing the impact of home ownership has had on my daughter. I am standing for you, grateful for the people like you who have helped our dreams of home ownership come true. So please help join me in a prayer as we thank God for our many blessings. Thank you for this caring community where people are willing to help each other and make it the best place it can be for all who live here. Thanks to Wake County and Habitat partners who have provided the opportunity of home ownership to families. Thanks for all who are here today, opening their minds and hearts to learn more about the work of Habitat for Humanity in Wake County. Thank you for the food. Please bless it to the nourishment of our bodies and minds. Amen.
All right, thank you, Gwen. And of course, I want to encourage everyone to enjoy your breakfast as the program goes on this morning. And you can see everybody who took part in this. This is such a big event, and it is not possible without the sponsors. So we'll be thanking them throughout the program. I'm going to thank a couple now, and if you can hold your applause until I finish the list, that would be great. So we are very grateful for the lead sponsors of this year's Blueprint Breakfast: Builders Mutual Insurance Company, Credit Suisse, Pat and Tom Gibson, and MetLife Foundation. Thank you all, lead sponsors. That ribbon board is actually
all to this breakfast. Habitat Wake is growing rapidly and has reached new heights in the past year. And thank you to all of you for caring, for partnering with us to build safe, affordable homes with hardworking families. This annual Blueprint Breakfast helps us fulfill our mission to put God's love into action as we bring people together to build homes, community, and hope. This is the largest breakfast we've ever had, by a big margin. So we can't clap for that. And I want to thank each and every one of you for helping us put this together here today. I want to thank in particular our table captains who've worked to invite guests and bring their communities together. And I want to thank our sponsors. All of you guys are helping to build 60 homes in Wake County this year, and that will be a record number for Habitat Wake. It's also the third largest number of any affiliate in the country, right? All over the country. So. At events like this, we started a new tradition of announcing the names of homeowners, most of whom have been with us for over 20 years, that have paid off their mortgage recently. And we're very proud of these families and this accomplishment. And we got 5 homeowners who have recently paid off their mortgages. And those are Frankie Jones, who lives in Wendell, Epat and Yin Buonya of Cary, Betty Massenberg of Raleigh, and Marilyn Graham, also here in Raleigh. So congratulations to these families. So it's my honor, and I also want to have a huge thank you for everybody for our presenting sponsor, First Tennessee.
Joined First Tennessee, and it's an exciting time for us here in the Triangle. First Tennessee Bank joined Raleigh in 2005, bringing a 150-year tradition of service, trust, and community investment. For us, being a good neighbor means investing in ways that positively impact the places that we do business. We are excited about growing our team in the Triangle and the opportunity to expand ourselves in the community. As the 2017 Blueprint Breakfast sponsor, we are proud to support Habitat for Humanity and their work to raise awareness and funding. As a bank, we know how important it is to invest in nonprofits that provide financial empowerment tools. Habitat Wake partners with our low and moderate income neighbors and neighborhoods. The entire community grows stronger together. When all segments of our community are strong, it boosts the entire community. More than 28,000 families in Wake County need a safe, affordable home. Stable, affordable housing gives individuals and families the access to education and the other opportunities that position them for long-term success. Homeownership helps build equity and allows a family to plan for education and retirement. Homeownership also builds healthy, more vibrant communities. Because of the great affordable housing need, Habitat Wake is expanding so that more families will have access to affordable homes and the opportunities created by homeownership. Habitat for Humanity of Wake County was founded in 1985 and has since partnered with more than 575 families to build safe, affordable, energy-efficient homes. Habitat Wake has built in every area of the county throughout the Triangle community. Habitat Wake homeowners work alongside sponsors and community volunteers to build their house, and the affordable mortgage they purchase totals no more than 30% of their income. Prospective home buyers have a family coach and complete a rigorous approval process. Habitat also offers homeowner education and support throughout the life of the family's mortgage. After 32 years, Habitat Wake's foreclosure rate is less than 3%, and more than 90% of homeowners still live in their Habitat Wake home due to these programs. As we all continue to grow in the Triangle, we at First Tennessee Bank look forward to these partnerships and supporting the work of our community and the great organizations that make the Triangle a great place to live and work. Today, let's see if we can make
these numbers reach new heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and First Tennessee Bank. Of course, the sponsors and the partnerships are so important. Before I introduce our next guest, I do need to thank some other partner sponsors of today's Blueprint Breakfast. And again, hold your applause until we're done. We love them all equally. So I want to thank the partner sponsors, Assured Partners, Barnhill Contracting Company, BB&T, Beth and Ray Carey, Kate and Tommy Fonville, Fonville Morrissey Barefoot, Steel Fab, and Barbara and Bubba Rawl, partner sponsors. Thank you. So, of course, partners are the key to the work at Habitat Wake, as you can imagine, for a nonprofit. And Habitat Wake works in tandem with the community and the homeowners. Over the past few years, Habitat Wake has developed a very special partnership with MetLife, which employs more than 1,000 technologists at its local global technology campus in Cary. The general manager of the MetLife GTO facility is Mr. Jeff Lang, who is today's honorary chair. So it was the immense popularity of volunteering on a Habitat build site, which if you've never done that, I would encourage you to do so. It is quite fulfilling and fun. But it was that popularity on the build site among the MetLife team members that launched Jeff's personal involvement with Habitat Wake. So I invite you now to watch a video, learn more about Jeff and MetLife.
I was recruited to the board of Habitat about 2 years ago, and I generally knew what Habitat was about and what they did. But until I started seeing how much it impacted people, I came away with a completely different view of all the people that Habitat affects. This is our third build for MetLife with Habitat for Humanity. What you may not know is that MetLife, we ran over 80 volunteer events in 2016, and by far Habitat is the one that our community of employees wants to attend the most. This affects not only the families, but it affects their extended families. It also has a profound effect on our employees and people that volunteer, because you really get a chance to see how you give back. Too often in business, in technology where we are, we're working behind screens, we're working on computers, and at the end of the day, you don't really have a chance to see it. When you build a home, you see what is made. When you build a home, you see a difference, and then you work with the family that's moving into it. The tears that they show when they move into the house, it's extraordinary. And if you don't have a chance to do it, you're missing something really important in your life. See how much fun it is to be on a build site? You get to build in the rain and the mud. Well, maybe the mud's not so much fun, but it really is kind of spectacular to be there. And you get to be with your colleagues, and you get to participate with Habitat. It really, if you haven't done it, it's a really unique experience. I said yes to being the honorary chair for today's event because Habitat is personal to me. I got involved because of MetLife and the enthusiasm of my colleagues. We all get excited about Habitat Wake because there are so many good things happening. I think you all know that Habitat for Humanity builds houses, but I want to share a few things you may not know about Habitat Wake. As Ray mentioned, we will build 60 homes this year. What you probably don't know is in 2013, we built 30 homes. So in 4 short years, we've doubled the production of homes, and yet we've only increased staff a little bit over 50%. To me, that speaks volumes about the community, you all that are supporting us, providing the funding that we need for Habitat, and it also speaks to the leadership at Habitat Wake. And you know that we all clap for things like this. For Kevin and Danita and Mitch and Doug, and I can't say all their names. Please join me in thanking them for their leadership for Habitat Wake. Additionally, Habitat Wake is second among all the affiliates in the United States providing support on a global basis. We provide volunteer support to Honduras, Cambodia, and Malawi. And if you're like me, you had to look up exactly where Malawi is. That's in Southeast Africa. At least twice a year, Habitat Wake sends teams of volunteers to these locations, and they build with the same format and process that we do here. And what I mean by that is they're building the homes there with volunteers, and the families get involved with them. Finally, Habitat Wake has 6 restores to help fund the mission. We actually opened up 4 new restores since 2014. The last one being in December of this year. And as you heard, where we're number 3 in total homes and number 2 on the global mission, out of 1,300 affiliates across the United States, Habitat Wake is number 1 in the profitability from their restores. So you see why I'm excited about Habitat and why I'm asking all of you to help us. I'm thankful to the Blueprint Breakfast leadership team, Jim Captain of Credit Suisse, Marty Clayton of Duke Energy, Ed Paradise of Cisco, Suzanne Fazio of Highwoods Properties, Greg Winkler of Wells Fargo, Baba Rawl of Preston Development, and Helen Ballantyne of First Tennessee Bank. I need your help, and I appreciate your help for being such great leaders for this great cause. Again, thank you all for being here and making this a great day for Habitat of Humanity.
I left my hat at home, by the way. They have pink ones if you do a women's build. They're pretty cute, so I should have brought that. I would have matched. So thanks, Jeff. And of course, we have a lot to celebrate today, including a lot of generous sponsors. You see the theme is kind of weaving in. Want to thank our supporting sponsors today, Bagwell and Bagwell Insurance, Boss Custom Homes, Carla and Don Berrien, Cherry Becker CPAs, Delta Gypsum, Duke Energy, Hendrick Auto Mall, Preston Development, Linda and Orange Corals, Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors, Smith Anderson Law Firm, Trisure Insurance, and Tryon Title. Thank you to the supporting sponsors. So, you know, this is a new venue. It's very exciting, PNC Arena. We are in March Madness. And I don't know, some of you may know this, some of you may not, because I do know a lot of you, but I started off in sports in Baltimore, working behind the scenes with the Orioles and the Ravens. So being in this arena kind of reminds me of wanting to be a sideline reporter. I always thought it would be a very cool thing to interview a coach after a big game. So in that spirit, I'd like to do a sideline interview with the coach of Habitat Wake, Mr. Kevin Campbell. As we heard from Jeff Lang, Habitat Wake making a very big impact on the community. It does take a strong leader like Kevin here, who's been the coach of Habitat Wake for 7 years, to reach these new heights. So congratulations on all those honors. I think a lot of people are shocked when they hear the numbers that you guys hit, especially on an international scale. So we want to learn more. We want to learn more about what your schedule's like this year. And I know you have lofty goals, so tell us also about the new team motto that you have in place to reach those goals.
Thank you, Amber. Amber shared about wanting to be a sideline reporter, but I guess you weren't really dreaming of me as the one that you would be interviewing. We talked a lot about those accolades, and we're excited and we're proud of that, and we thank you all for helping us make that happen. And we've but there's a lot more to do, so we keep in our annual report talking about reaching new heights. But I was recently at a Duke Carolina basketball game, and Michael Jordan, I think, just replaced that with for Habitat Wake, right? The ceiling is the roof. I mean, the sky's the limit for Habitat Wake.
Yes, and the sky is the limit, or the ceiling's the roof, whatever you'd like to say. So you guys are building 60 homes in Wake County, 60 homes this season, that's a lot. Completing repairs on 45 homes, and a lot of lofty goals. Tell us a little bit about your gain strategies, because you do have to have a big strategy going into those major numbers there.
You know, we do have a tough schedule, if you want to call it that, and it's because our vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And that's true here in Wake County. It's true in those countries that Jeff mentioned. You know, I think it's over 2 billion people in the world, and our vision is that all those people would be housed adequately. So that is a tough schedule in and of itself. So you would say our strength of schedule is right up there with anyone. And for us this year, that means here in Wake County, well, overall it means that we're serving 205 families this year, thanks to your support. We're building 60 new homes. We're repairing 45 homes in Wake County for owners that occupy their homes, that they can stay there and continue to be a blessing and a benefit to their neighborhoods. And then through our funding and our volunteer efforts, we're helping to build 100 homes in those 3 countries that Jeff mentioned. So we're excited about that. It's a lot of work. We're well on our way there, and we look forward to closing out the season in a really strong way.
And what your game strategy, there's one big game strategy as well that you guys really depend on.
2 strategies I wanted to talk about quickly that have really been transformational for us, or are being, and one is our third-party lending strategy. So over the years, Habitat has been the mortgage lender, which means that the capital that you invest in our work is tied up in those mortgages in the long term. And we've been able to, with a great track record, talk to some lenders to be the lenders long term for us. And the 2, and I think some folks are here in this room that have really made that happen for us this year in a big way, is Coastal Federal Credit Union and also the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. We thank you guys for taking on that capital need for us, which means when we finish a house from the funds that you've donated, we are able to redeploy those funds immediately after closing and build more houses. So that's really been a financial strategy that's helped us move from, like Jeff said, from 30 homes up to 60 homes and beyond. So that's one, and we're looking to have leverage, right, with so much need, 28,000 families in Wake County, 2 billion people around the world. We need really leveraged strategies, and that lending strategy is one, and another is advocacy. So we're investing resources in housing advocacy to talk to the community. There's a lot is not known about the need for housing in the community, and we want to put that issue really on the hearts and minds of people here, to realize that their neighbors have a serious need for housing. Even though in Wake County it's about affordability, it's not about poor looking housing, so it's hard to see. So even more, we have the job to do that. Pleased to have Commissioner Jessica Holmes at my table here this morning, and she's a great cheerleader for us, and also in her work at the county. But we've talked a lot about developing political leadership and the political will. It's not complicated, I think, to build affordable housing, but we really need the leadership and the will to do that. And thanks, Jessica, for leading the way on that.
Thank you. So you obviously have a strong team behind you, but there is a 6th man that is on your team, right? That is the key to the success of, I mean, you guys have tremendous success. So who's the 6th man?
You know, that's a good sideline reporter, because I got the questions ahead of time. But we just jumped ahead. So you know, I had to write this down. Maybe if you all have been watching some basketball lately, I have. You might have seen a commercial. It's Continental Tire. You might have missed that, but it's Dan Patrick. And Dan Patrick is standing in an arena like this with empty seats all around, and he's talking about the 6th man. And I thought it was really appropriate for here. And I couldn't memorize Dan's script, so here we go. Dan said, "These seats aren't just for watching the game," and so they could be your seats that we're talking about. "They're for participating in it," and a lot of you are doing that. And like the exit row on an airplane, sitting here carries a great responsibility. Here, my 6 men and women, every action is a distraction. He's talking about helping somebody miss a free throw, when they need to miss a free throw. So when the other team goes to the line, make some noise, cause a distraction. Then I'm going to paraphrase his last bit, but I would like to say, give like your city depends on it, because it just might. That's the responsibility that we all have. And when we talk about 6 men and women for Habitat, I know you have 6 men and women in your lives, and that's an important thing that we can do today, that you all can do, is take this event out to those people in your life. If we tried to solve affordable housing just among the 700 or 800 of us, that's a big task. But if we reach out in our networks, we're really hopeful that the city will step up and that can happen.
And there's a big community going on right around NC State. Do you want to talk about that?
That is, talk about another major strategy. This year we approached NC State University, or last year we did, and asked them if they would do something that had never been done before, and they were eager to do that. Their slogan is think and do. Sometimes in Habitat I think it's the other way around, but we worked together well on that, think and do, and now they're doing it. And we asked them as a university community to build 11 homes this academic year. The previous record, to no surprise, was set at the university in Chapel Hill, and as the NC State folks would say, when they built 10 homes about 7 or 8 years ago. And so NC State did want to build 11 homes, so we're doing that. We plan to finish those homes in May, and not just the university, but those alumni, those businesses connected to the university. It's been a real community-wide effort that we've been excited about. And NC State Athletics has been a major sponsor. They provided the funding for one of the 11 homes completely, and then all of the athletic teams have been out to volunteer during the build, except for the men's basketball team. And I just wanted to make a public comment on that. They were coming out after the season, but then they've had some transition. And I'm actually excited. A friend of mine, a longtime friend of mine, is Coach Kevin Keats. He grew up in the same town where I was doing Habitat, and we actually played some basketball together. I'm a few years older than he is, and so he has some advantage on me on that. But we're excited to have, Coach Keats. I know Wolfpackers are excited as well to kind of complete that, and so we can say every athletic team at NC State has participated this year. And with that, if I'm on cue, Amber, thank you. If I'm on cue, we have become good friends with the athletic director at NC State. This is the home of NC State Athletics here that we're in. And she's become a good friend and supporter, and also one who really understands the importance of home. So I think we're going to go to a video at this time of Debbie Yao. Thank you.
I think it's so important because everybody deserves the opportunity to have a home. It isn't so much about the size of the space or its beauty. It's really just about having a place to call home. That's why we have been so supportive of the project. We see the value in that. We're also blessed. We have homes. We have beautiful places to live. So I hope you choose this morning. I hope this touches your heart and that you decide that it's worthy of a financial commitment of your own to support them.
And I think a lot of people would agree. So we also hope your heart is touched today. Coach, we have one more question for you before you go. If you could use one word to describe Habitat Wake, what would that word be?
I've had some time to think about this. That word, I think, would be faith. And for me, that's what attracted me. My faith attracted me to Habitat almost 30 years ago. And you just get to see faith playing out in Habitat's work every day. In these kind of sideline interviews, you always hear, we give God all the credit. Sometimes I wonder if that's just anything more than a cliche. But for Habitat Wake, I can tell you, it is more than a cliche. It's a part of what we do every day. We see it. And where we really see it, I think, for me, is in the journeys of our home buyers. And it's really a personal work that we do. So it's not just building homes, but it's really engaging in people's lives at critical moments. And in a way, and I just really wanted to quickly share, I've changed this, but I have a guest at my table, Atia Taylor. She wasn't expecting me to call on her, but Atia's here. Atia bought a Habitat. Well, Atia grew up in Raleigh. She attended Ravenscroft School. She played basketball at Shaw, is that correct? There she is. And she bought a Habitat house 12 years ago. She's now on staff, employed at First Citizens Bank. But she is involved in everything that Habitat does. And so we talk about partnership. So that would be my second word, faith and partnership. Atia got her church to sponsor a house. Atia serves on our family selection committee. Atia is a coach to new homeowners in the process. Atia just joined our advocacy committee, went up to Washington, D.C. to advocate for us with our elected representatives. And we've just recently been talking with her about taking a seat on our board of directors. So wow. That's quite a story. And so, Atia, we thank you. We thank all of our homeowners, too, for entrusting this really important step in your lives in faith, really, with us. We really feel blessed by that.
Great. So obviously that's a big part of your team. Thank you, Coach. You know, the faith is a key, as you said, through all of this. These stories, they're really amazing. If you are on the build site, one of the great things about Habitat is that you build alongside folks that are building their own homes. So you get to hear their stories and you get to meet some amazing people that have very strong faith. Habitat homeowners, you can say they do have faith to build a house, a better life for their family. Our next story is about just that. It's a family with remarkable faith. The Buonya family built their home in 1990 in Raleigh. Their sponsor was St. Michael's Episcopal Church. So enjoy the story of a journey of faith by the Buonya family.
My parents came from Vietnam as refugees. They ran away from a communist environment and found refuge here in America. They are survivors and they are resilient. They built a life that a lot of families don't get to have. I think the Habitat for Humanity house was like the saving grace for us to be able to start our stories, build our journey, and for us to be able to have all the other opportunities that came after that. I think it was the foundation for that.
I have built this house and I have to maintain this house. I did help to raise the frame, and I helped to put the siding and the roof. I was so happy that I could get the Habitat house. It's make difference. Like I pay cheaper than what I paid for rent. I think the power to have the own home is like reduce the stress on worries. If you not worry too much, you feel good and could be healthy. And then my children have a room of for themselves.
I raised 5 children in this house. They all graduate from high school and now on in college. To make me proud of them. And I never forget that to thank you for the Habitat Humanity. So that's in my neighborhood, and I can walk everywhere I want, and I just feel like a whole of this neighborhood. They're a good friend, and get to know them and get along with them. That to make neighborhood is like more friendly, more secure, and more we care about each other.
Care about each other.
Yes.
I was the 4th child out of the 5 children that my parents raised in that house. We've all attended college, graduated college, My older sister is actually a immigration attorney, so she's working to help other families do what my family did, which is come here to the States and build a better life for themselves. I'm currently a manager at a financial firm in the RTP area, and I get to help other people build and save. Something that was really instilled in me with the Habitat for Humanity House was stability. So I've had the pleasure of growing up with the same people, have had lifelong friendships because of that. I have been able to attend the same elementary school, the same middle school that my brothers and sisters have, and didn't have to worry about moving around and starting all over again. So it was almost like the foundation, and it remained constant throughout my entire childhood.
Thank you.
It was luckily when I was in the refugee camp, they gave me the dictionary, English and Vietnamese and English, and then I brought it over here.
My dad knew that in coming to America, he wanted to be educated. He wanted to go to school. I remember him reading through multiple dictionaries. He'll have, a Vietnamese dictionary, translating the meaning to English, and then if he didn't understand the English words, going into the English dictionary and trying to understand it that way. And so that's just a small component of what he did and what he taught us, because he was really an example. Both of my parents were really an example. You have a goal and you work to achieve it. And so we actually got to see him go from reading the dictionary, studying the dictionary, to going to college, getting his degree in engineering. My mom, she's working towards her education right now. It's now her turn, and she's currently studying to get her GED. My parents have worked really, really hard for everything that they have, and it's amazing to see that they don't really keep that for themselves. They're constantly giving back and helping our community, helping other countrymen who have recently come here to America, and they're really involved in the church because they're people of faith. Faith was actually, it's what helped them survive through the jungle. When there was an opportunity for them to go to an unknown place and build a different life, they had faith that they'd be able to survive and that they'd be okay. They had faith that they worked hard, they continued to do the right thing, that everything would work itself out. And they were able to build a home with the help of Habitat for Humanity and to make a better life for us. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cecile Buonya, and my family and I wanted to take a moment to thank you all for listening to our story today. My earliest memories are in that house, and I've never taken that home, our neighborhood, or our community for granted. I want to let my parents know how extremely proud I am of them for their faith and their perseverance, and my family and I are extremely grateful to Habitat Wake for not only helping us to build a home, but to help build a foundation. We wanted to share our story in order to help the next family, so we hope that you all will be able to help us answer that call today. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecile. You know, Habitat changes people, and the video that we saw is emblematic of exactly what this can do and how it can change a family. On behalf of the leadership team, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. And in fact, I've had a leadership team that's helped me here, and I'd like them all to come up here at this time. Jim, Ed, Greg, can you come up on the stage with me, please? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Come on. Greg, where are you? Marty? Come on, everybody up. You know, sometimes you get these old guys out here, they don't move so fast. Oh, he's straining. He's straining. Okay. Is everyone here? I got everybody? All right. So now I'm asking you all to join us in helping more families like the Buonyas. Table captains, raise your hands. Table captain. Okay. So table captains, your job, make sure that everybody has a pledge card. And now something that is unique. You know how you go to meetings and everyone says, turn off your cell phone. I want you to take out your cell phone, because we made this really easy this year. We have the ability with your cell phone to go to the website on the screen on your pledge card and make an electronic donation. What could be easier than that? Nothing, Jeff. Nothing could be easier than that. Now, in addition, we know some people, maybe like me, somebody might say an old fart, if I'm allowed to say that word in front of everyone, would say, I want to write a check. So we will still accept checks. We will still take pledges. You know, we want to be accommodating to you in any which way that you can. As you're doing your electronic donations or writing your checks, I'd like you to look around the room. On my left, you see a door frame. In the back, you see a door frame. And to the right, you see a door frame. And those are the frames for doors on the next 3 houses we're going to build for Habitat. If you all help us, we will be able to fund the 3 houses. A contribution of $250 will allow us to fund all of those homes. And that really is pretty spectacular. Remember, I said there's 60 homes to build, so if you want to give more, that's okay too. We will accept bigger donations. Really, it's been pretty spectacular for us. You've heard how well we've done as an organization, but we can't get that done without these people, without their support and your support being here today. So I thank you sincerely for that. You should also know that the Stewards Fund, a local charity here, 501(c) in Raleigh, will match the funding, whatever you donate, for all new donations. And for some of you, if you belong to a company that matches donations, I'd ask you please to make sure if you decide to give a donation, to please ask your company to match. And last, because you know, one of the things we do at Habitat is when you build a house, when you're there, you always get to sign your name on a frame, on a door, on the framing. So before you leave, go to one of these 3 door frames and sign your name, because your contribution is helping to build those 3 new homes. Thank you very much. Thank you, team. Amber, you're up, I think. I could always also give you a little humor. Did you hear about the broom that was late to get here? It overswept.
follow that one. Okay. I was too busy making a donation. So as you heard, obviously your money goes so far. They know how to stretch a dollar at Habitat Wake. It truly impacts lives. As you heard, the Buonya family, thank you so much for sharing your story, which I know brings a tear to a lot of people's eyes. I'm sitting with them this morning. So your money goes a long way. Your time is, we appreciate it so much for you being here. So thank you for everything. And that is going to be a wrap for the Blueprint Breakfast. I think we should give a round of applause for all